My lucid dream. This happened many years ago. I was 12 years old at the time, and my 13th birthday was right around the corner. At the time, my family was having financial problems, and we actually had to move into my former stepmother's sister's house, my step-aunt essentially, with her husband as well. This house was extremely dirty and dusty. I swear it had never been cleaned. This was definitely one of the low points of my life as far as living situations are concerned. The living room was where I typically slept. There was a big old leather brown couch which had a distinct old leather smell to it. In front of this couch, which is I assumed to be a coffee table, but it was more like a big ass chest. Next to this table, also by the couch, was an old reclining chair, which is where I slept because it was located near the only TV I had at my expense. Anyways, I must have seen or read something about lucid dreaming. I honestly can't remember where I heard of it, but I thought it would be cool to try, so that night when I went to bed, I wanted to try and lucid dream. I tried some tips and tricks to induce lucid dreaming, and at first it didn't work. I simply fell into a deep sleep. While I was sleeping and in the midst of a dream, I then consciously remembered, oh shit, I'm dreaming right now. I imagined myself at the beach, and sure enough, there I was. I remember thinking to myself, this was cool that I could dream anything I wanted now. Little did I know at the time this would not last long. I then felt weird, and everything around me in this lucid dream was starting to become very, very slow and almost statically and fuzzy. I thought I was waking up, but remembered that if you spin around in a lucid dream, this helps stop you from waking up and ruining the experience. I don't know if this is actually true, but this is what I remembered at the time. This is exactly what I did, and sure enough, I didn't wake up, but I wish I would have. I appeared back into the house in the living room during my lucid dream experience. But the house was much different. It had this foggy atmosphere and was darker than usual. There was this strange, sensual aura around me at this time. I was in front of the living room, and I actually could see myself in the reclining chair sleeping. It was the weirdest thing, and it felt so off it's hard to put into words. But as said previously, this dark aura was around, and I didn't feel safe. Behind the recliner chair where I was sleeping, moving across to where the big coffee table is, there was this entity. I honestly can't describe this thing. It was so horrible and fucking terrifying. This thing was crawling on all fours and had the skin and overall shape of a humanoid-like creature. There was legs and arms coming out from all sides of this thing. It had a blackening atmosphere around itself, and it just felt evil. I literally froze in fear of this thing, and I could feel my heart beating. It was moving slow, but it was already close to my physical body, and I wasn't taking any chances. I felt like my physical body was in trouble, so I started screaming at myself to wake up. I screamed and screamed, but I didn't wake up. Please be aware I am very, and I mean very, conscious. I know that I'm sleeping in my mind, but I can't wake up. I felt trapped, and I started to regret ever trying lucid dreaming. I've never been in fear of my life, but this felt exactly like that. I sprinted and jumped into myself sleeping on the recliner. I shit you not, I instantly woke up and literally jumped out the recliner by probably a couple feet, almost right in front of the TV. My heart going like crazy, like I just ran a marathon. I instantly turned around to gaze into nothing. I woke up, and whatever the thing I thought I saw was instantly gone. I checked behind the chair, the coffee table, and even took a walk around the living room to no avail. It was 5 in the morning, and everyone else was still asleep in the rooms down the hall. I was alone, breathing heavy, covered in sweat, with a 160 per minute heart rate, thinking, holy fuck, was that real or... I honestly don't know. Did I just have a panic attack inside my own head? It felt real at the time because, as said, I was clearly conscious. I knew that I was lucid dreaming, yet I had seemingly no control over my own dream. I felt off for the rest of the day. Over time, I went back to feeling safe sleeping, but holy shit, falling asleep for the next week or so took taking some deep breaths and some self-convincing. I also never have nightmares, and anytime I do have bad dreams, it's always been of car accidents, never anything like this. I told one person this story after many years, and he said I likely had an out-of-body experience and saw something I wasn't supposed to see. I don't personally believe that, but I honestly don't know what happened that day. I honestly hope it was just a dream gone wrong, because if it wasn't, I'd rather not know. After around 2 minutes, he luckily gave up. I continued and got myself back to where my friends were. I told them what had just happened, but of course no one believed. I didn't care since I knew it was real. Funnily enough, we didn't play another round of hide and seek.